Hey you guys, this is your chance for news, views, and conversation. Just want to pop in real quick and go over a little bit of the information that I found out about Kyren Lacey. Such a tragic story. Um, I question a lot. I've heard them say that he did something to himself. Just for the fact that he was lied on in the first place makes me question everything. Because if you're about to go to court to hopefully try to clear your name, why would you do something to yourself? Just question everything. But I just want to give us, go over and give us a rundown of, his life. And of course, what happened in the situation that ended up bringing all this stuff into play of what happened. Kyren Lacey, he was born December 27th of 2000. He was an American college football player who was a wide receiver from the Louisiana Raging Cajuns and LSU Tigers. During his college football career, Lacey had 163 receptions for 2,360 yards and had 28 touchdowns in 64 games. In the 2024 season, he caught 58 passes for 866 yards, tied for the Southeastern Conference. He led with 10 touchdown catches and was a second team a all sec receiver. So he had a lot of great things going for him. He was going to be phenomenal in the NFL for what I got a chance to pull up about him. Tremendous player. He was definitely going places. It's just crazy, but I'm glad that it has all come out that the officer that pretty much said that he caused the accident, he lied. Kyren Lacey's attorney, he pretty much put all the information out there. That's what it is at this point in time. We don't know if the officer is going to get in trouble. I hope that he does. You just caused a young man to take his own life if he did. If he did, this whole situation because you weren't dependent on someone else and not the people that actually did cause the accident. I've watched the video several times, and Kyren's green, lime green, like neon green Charger, it came after the accident happened. So he was nowhere near an accident when the accident actually took place. So he did not delete the veteran that was in the military. He had nothing to do with the accident at all. I saw it for myself. It's just sad and unfortunate that all these truths are coming out now that he's gone. And from what I'm understanding, he was very upset. Just like just just crazy in the fact as far as like I can't believe this is happening to me. And he's a young man. He's 24 years old. He's at the prime of his life. If he's trying to do all these great things, there's no way that he's trying to go get in any kind of trouble or anything that's going to, set him up, to give himself a bad reputation before he even gets to the big leagues. So just crazy, crazy work, crazy situation. But I definitely want to take the time to talk about it. Because as I always say, always having to keep our game face on, always having to, keep our head on swivel because by us being Black, we're having to work triple hard to prove ourselves, to show that we're not trouble, to show that we're about something. We're trying to have a career, we're trying to, be somebody. And then someone that may be white supremacy or whatever they're about, and they don't like Blacks, they will stop at nothing to try to bring you down when they see that you're onward and upward and you're trying to do great things. And clearly, based off the information we have here, that's what looks like took place in Kyren Lacey's case. On January 10th, 2025, Louisiana State Police issued an arrest warrant for Lacey. He was accused of speeding and illegally passing people on Louisiana Highway 20 and causing a head-on car crash that deleted 78-year-old passenger on December 17th, 2024. Lacey reportedly fled the scene without calling authorities or emergency services. Lacey was arrested on January the 12th after he agreed with authorities to turn himself in. He was released on the same day on a $151,000 bail and charged with negligent homicide, felony hit and run with deletion, and reckless operation of a vehicle by the LaFourche Parish Sheriff Office. In October 2025, Lacey's attorney was interviewed on local news featuring footage he claimed exonerated Lacey, which did in fact show that Lacey's vehicle was not involved in the crash. Wow. And that his vehicle came safely to a stop, and we saw it with our own eyes. Following this, more records, including additional video, were released. The district attorney's office maintained the position that Lacey's vehicle caused a chain of events that led to the fatal crash, even though it did not collide with another vehicle, and that they had been prepared to move forward with the case. Wow. On April 12th, 2025, 2 days before a scheduled grand jury hearing related to the December 2024 car crash, this is what they're saying that happened. Lacey got into a verbal argument with a family member and fired a gun into the ground before fleeing the scene. A vehicle pursuit with the police occurred, lasting several miles, and ended when Lacey's vehicle crashed. Lacey was found deleted in his car, appearing to have passed away by suicide by firearm prior to the crash, as both the body camera and dash cam revealed. No shots were fired after the pursuit ended. So I always scratch my head, and I mean, I always, look a little bit further sometimes to see what else is out there. Because as a Black person, and as we continue to always study our history, it's just like we're always being bothered, we're always being messed with, and we have nothing but good intentions to try to live our lives, do our thing, live our dreams, and we're constantly like being up under attack. It's not fair, it's not right, but I guess that's what comes with, greatness, and as just being a living being on the face of this earth. We have to keep fighting. If you want to stay on top, if you want to get where you're going, you have to fight to get there, and you have to fight to stay there. And we have to fight for our sisters and brothers that have fallen in the process of our fight, because we have to fight for them when their voices are silent and when they can't speak for themselves. So it's a constant fight. It's never a time where we're just like, oh, we won. We don't have to worry about the enemy anymore. No, the enemy is always plotting and planning. I think I stated that in one of my other videos as well. Just as we're out here doing, all the different latest new dances and what's coming out, the latest songs, they're writing books like Project 2025. So if that doesn't tell you that we have to keep our game face on, I don't know what else can be said. But definitely prayers to the family. I'm glad that this information has come out. Hopefully they can get some type of justice for what has taken place, because how are you the officer of the law and you're lying on the people that you're coming in contact with? I even saw the video where he was telling one of the witnesses to make a statement saying something different than actually what took place. So what do we have here? So a lot of the stuff that goes on is political. A lot of white supremacy, neo-Nazism, white nationalism, of course, which we're watching happen right now in the United States. These are the people that are running the government. These are the people that are police officers. They infiltrate the system to be able to pull the strings to handle things how they want to handle things, which ends up being where people get done wrong, down to losing their lives. The Trey Reed situation. So we have to say something about this. We have to talk about it, put it out there. Something has to be done. Like, how long do we have to keep going through this? Because it's not just adults, older adults that have been fighting, since the 19 whatevers. We have our children to think about. So it's really a big deal. When I saw the story, I just could not believe, like, oh my God, they actually lied on this young man, and he is no longer here. He was going places. He was about to do some great things in the NFL. But because of this particular police officer that did not want to see him win, and to lie and to cover his own butt and to cover his own position in his job as a police officer, here we are. And I'm so with his mother, Kyren Lacey's mother. Like she said, there's no reason to even say anything now. He's gone. This should have been discovered while he was still here, instead of sending this young man, in a downward spiral, being upset, being worried about what's going to happen. And he's trying to go play ball. And we could clearly see the video footage exonerating him, saying he was nowhere near an accident. It's like you're trying to say something that's true and it's not true. And that's what white supremacy does. They lie. They lie. They lie so well, they believe the lie. You can have video footage and they still say, no, that's not what happened, but you're sitting there looking at it. Come on, be real. It's ridiculous. But again, condolences to the Lacey family. Rest in power, Kyren Lacey. We heard you then and we definitely hear you now. I'm so sorry that this happened and that you had to be the person that was targeted for us to continue to know that we have to continue to fight. We have to continue to stand up and pay attention to what's going on around us. Everything is not always about entertainment all the time. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.
In a statement, the Harris County Sheriff's Office said the Precinct 4 Constable's office was called to an address along FM 1960 just after 11 Saturday night, where Lacey had reportedly shot into the ground during an argument with a family member.
The victim saying that no one got shot. She's saying that someone shot. He shot the gun and then left.
A deputy constable reportedly found Lacey driving about half an hour later and tried unsuccessfully to stop him, prompting a several-mile chase that ended here along Aldi and Westfield, then crashed. His father, Kenny Lacey, putting out this statement on Facebook, encouraging parents to check on their children's mental health. Several athletes also put out statements of their own, echoing his message. Now, to be clear, the Harris County Sheriff's Office is investigating this through their homicide division. They did put out a statement saying they recovered a gun from inside Lacey's car. They also say dash cam video shows Precinct 4 did not fire any shots after this chase was over. Right now, we're still working to clarify that that also means no shots were fired before this chase ended. Shannon Ryan, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
And you already know, this channel, we hold racist, Caucasian people accountable, because if we don't, who will? And before we start this video, if you don't like black people, black issues, black talks, get to stepping. In 2022, the U.S. Department of Justice opened a civil rights investigation into Louisiana State Police for racially biased policing and falsified records. Federal documents showed troopers manipulated crash reports, hid video evidence, and rewrote events to protect their own. Several officers were later arrested for malfeasance in office and filing false records, proving these acts weren't isolated but part of a larger cultural misconduct. Falsified records, hidden footage, and false narratives have been used again and again, often when the victims were black. Many believe this reflects a deeper historic bias in Louisiana law enforcement. Make that make sense. And they really wanted him dead. The racist people on social media, the raccoons on social media, the news outlets on social media. And what I did was I went back to the news coverage when Kyren Lacey died, and they all said the same thing. It was damn near word for word. They all said he unalived a Marine vet and he fled the scene. They all said that. The media and these fake racist journalists are the reason why Kyren Lacey isn't here today. Tell me I'm lying. But before I spaz out in this video, run a tape.
When you're talking to Kyren Lacey and he's saying, Matt, I wasn't involved in this. What was his mindset like at the time?
It's horrible. Look, man, you got a young kid that's getting assassinated on public media, social media. He begged me to help him. I was already helping, but it was a consistent deal, obviously, meaning far after representation, begging me to help him. And you move as fast as you can with what you have, right? But there was a defining point for me in this whole situation that I knew he wasn't joking. And he referenced things in football fields. And I know it's easy to look back and say, oh, I bet he never said that. He's deceased now. BS. I'm telling you now what he told me. He said I was a football field. A football field is how he compared things, right? So he's saying when he got back in his lane of traffic, I know I was a football or even a little over a football field over by the time I'm back in my lane. And when I told him that they had video surveillance of this whole thing, it was like he was relieved for a second. Because I think in his mind, he thought that which most did. Most people that I talk to think that he actually hit the vehicle or he barely got past him and then they collided. That was the narrative that I heard the most. Mm-hmm. So in his mind, at least he's looking at this going, okay, somebody can show I was actually watched this accident. I saw it. And he told me there was a car between them. Hell, after I read everything prior to meeting with him and the things that I heard, I'm questioning what's going on here. Did he just get through and take off like they suggested? You and I read reports earlier. We're looking at all news reports where they say he actually collided with a vehicle.
They did.
They actually said he fled a scene. They actually said he came back to the scene. Do you know how preposterous that is? None of that's true. And he sure as hell never split the difference and barely got through, and then there was some big explosion. That's not what happened.
And like I always say, make that make sense. See, racist Caucasian people and raccoons, they love to pretend like they care about Marine vets. They love to pretend like they care about Army vets. They don't care. See, Kyren Lacey was black, and it was an opportunity for them to show their racism. Kyren Lacey was black, so it was an opportunity for them to show how much hatred they have for black men. Tell me I'm lying. And you, Tyler Warner, with your hating ass, this all your fault. But I'm going to spaz out on you later on in this video because the rabbit hole gets even deeper. Y'all remember Kyren Lacey died in Houston, Texas, in Harris County, the most corrupt county in Houston. Check this out. Harris County, the heart of Houston, has one of the worst records of police corruption in Texas. Officers have been caught falsifying records, planting evidence, and lying to cover up the unalivings of innocent black men. Even after investigations and indictments, the lies haven't stopped. Many believe the truth about Harris County's police cover-ups of black men's death is only beginning to surface. For decades, black families in Houston have buried loved ones while police rewrote the story, calling murders accidents or bang bang to protect their own. Now the community is demanding justice. Make that make sense. And yes, I believe he was murdered. You have to think about it. The next day, the very next day, his trial started. Why would he do that to himself? No, the real question is, who wanted him silenced? We all know Tyler Warner, hating ass, ruined the whole investigation. He made mistake after mistake because he wanted to frame Kyren Lacey. He lied, so when you lie one time, you gotta lie here, you gotta lie there. He was lying everywhere. And I believe if this would have went to trial that very next day, if this would have went to trial, the whole corruption would have been exposed. Tell me I'm lying. But I noticed something. That video I showed y'all at the beginning of this video, that news coverage I showed y'all, I noticed something. They said something so important. Run the tape.
Now, to be clear, the Harris County Sheriff's Office is investigating this through their homicide division. They did put out a statement saying they recovered a gun from inside Lacey's car. They also say dash cam video shows Precinct 4 did not fire any shots after this chase was over. Right now, we're still working to clarify that that also means no shots were fired before this chase ended. Shannon Ryan, ABC 13, Eyewitness News.
Make that make sense. Why did she say not one time but two times that the cops never fired back at Kyren Lacey? She didn't say it once, she said it twice just to make sure they cover their ass. But how we know that? She said it was investigation still going on. Well, where the results at? We have no results. We have no video footage. We have no body cam footage of that high-speed chase in Houston. We have nothing. All they showed us was a broken fence. All they showed us was a piece of his car laying on the ground. Where is the picture of his car? They showed us the picture from the other accident with the Marine in Louisiana, but why we never saw a picture of his car in Houston? Because they said he wrecked. They never showed us anything. And I sat back and I thought, why would I believe anything out of Houston PD or Harris County? Why would I believe them when they the same people when 13 bodies were found in the bayou every month, like 3 bodies being found in Houston, in Harris County, and no one knows anything? Why would I believe them? Yeah, all right. And look, if I sound crazy, if I don't make sense in my comment section, tell me I don't make sense. Now back to you, Tyler Warner, with your hating ass. Instead of you doing the right thing and charging the right person and not lying, you decided to ruin Kyren Lacey's life. You decided to frame this man. You decided to lie on this man to the whole world. You lied on this man. You started all this bullshit, all because The only way you can feel like a football player, the only way you can feel special to your girl is on Halloween. Tell me I'm lying. But you see how the ancestors work? Everything is backfiring on you. Now you about to lose your family. You about to lose your wife. You about to lose your finances. You about to lose your home. Maybe even lose your freedom. Let me break it down to you. Listen up. And Tyler Warner, I'm talking directly to you. Next week, you getting fired. And all that money, all those pennies you worked for, you getting sued for. And then look, you only 25. That social media image you have is ruined. Wait, the same way you ruined Kyren Lacey's image. Yeah, you see, you thought you could just move on with life. You thought you could have a baby, get married, go to parties, celebrate your birthday, go to football games. You thought you could do all this, win awards. You thought you could just move on with life and pretend like you didn't ruin Kyren Lacey's life. Well, nope, you about to go through everything Kyren Lacey went through. And not just you, Brianna too, both of y'all. So to the both of y'all, welcome to hell on earth. And I hope y'all enjoy. I'm out.